Yo guys, what is going on? Savage here. Today we're bringing you guys another video that was submitted to me by a viewer through our community Discord, and of course because of the new update it's going to be solo stimulus mode. Now I don't know how long they're going to keep stimulus in here. I'm not sure when they're going to take it out, so we're just going to cover stimulus as if this was a normal game mode and it wasn't temporary. But before we get into it, guys, thank you everyone for your submissions on the Discord page. I really appreciate all of you guys giving me your footage to look at. It really helps the channel out. It helps everybody learn from each other's mistakes. So thank you guys for that. Also, thank you guys for the support on the Twitch channel as well. It has been absolutely insane over there. You guys are just supporting me from every front, and I really do appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Also, don't forget to leave a like on the video. And of course, as we talked about in this intro, follow me over on Twitch and join our Discord. Both of those links will be in the description below. But guys, this game is really frustrating right now, especially with the polygon glitch and all these other things happening. I know Activision is working on a fix for the polygon glitch, so hopefully we'll get that sooner than later. It's making it really impossible for us PC players to play, and I know a lot of console players are having the issue as well. But guys, let's just bear through the crap, hopefully come out of this, and we'll be able to return to a more normalized Warzone. But without further ado, let's dive into the gameplay. All right, guys, in this gameplay, we will be spectating my dude, Cola Cuba, and he is going for a search objective right below the left side of Dam. I, for one, am a huge fan in jumping away from the plane. Guys, if you want to go for high kill games, you got to do a hot drop. That's just all there is to it. But if you're here just focusing on wins, try to land as far from the plane as possible. The further away from the plane route that you land, the less enemies that will be there. Now, guys, with that being said, I'm not telling you guys to play slow and passive. You can still drop 20 and 30 bombs landing far from the plane. But if you want to get a search objective and get your loadout really, really fast, definitely go for an objective that is pretty decent way from the plane. All right, of course, it was a pretty decent parachute. So, I mean, some people can make it, some people can't. That was a real long distance. I don't know if any of us could have made that to be real. But as you saw on the minimap, there was a vehicle approaching this area as well. As you can see right here, the guy got out of the vehicle in this area. So, guys, make a mental note that the vehicle that was on your left side has now approached the compound that you're coming up to, and they're probably already in here looting. So get ready for the fight. Now, just because you know there's an enemy there, you can choose not to push it right away. That's a personal choice. I, for one, would definitely wait until I got a weapon that I was comfortable using. A P90 is a beautiful weapon. I definitely feel comfortable using that one. But I like the fact that you're in and out of buildings. You're looting really, really fast. I love that. Guys, take note on the way he loots. He scans it real quickly, picks up what he needs, and rolls out. He doesn't just sit there and stare at one item and think about it, and then go to the next item and think about it, and then go to the next item, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of you guys are like, Savage, no one does that. But if you've seen all of our videos, we know that a lot of people do loot extremely slow. All right, we heard the glass break in the building next to us. The guy is coming up here to us, and he has no idea. Now, guys, early game, I prefer not to take a vehicle while I'm in the looting phase. If you don't make your jump, instead of getting in a vehicle and driving to a compound that you're trying to get to, just throw an audible, go to the compound closest to you, because you don't want to fall into what this guy fell into. Basically, Cola Cuba knew that the enemy was here because we saw his vehicle on the minimap. We heard his vehicle, and he was at a disadvantage from the get-go because the guy in the vehicle had no idea that Cola Cuba was here. The guy drove as far away as he could. He realized he's on the edge of the map. No one could possibly be here, but little did he know there was our boy Cola Cuba sitting here in the building, looting up, and caught him by surprise. All right, guys, so we have well over enough for our loadout. I would go ahead, finish looting this building that I'm in right now, try to see if we can get a little bit extra cash, and then make my way to my loadout. I always force down your guys' throat. The first primary objective is to always get your loadout, and that holds true. Now, if you're one of those players that likes to wait for the free loadout, that's fine, but remember, while you're waiting for that free loadout, you're losing out on the ability to get kills. Meaning, if you're waiting on that loadout, you're probably not getting bounties. You're probably not pushing enemy after enemy after enemy because you don't have the confidence, because you don't have your weapons. Guys, I will always try to get my loadout. Very rarely do I wait for the free loadout. And when I say that, I mean never. I never wait for the free loadout. If I happen to get in some fights and don't have the time to buy my loadout, that's one thing. Then I'll get the free loadout and I won't waste my money. But that should always be your priority, so that as soon as you get loadout, you got your weapons, you got confidence, you're ready to push, you're ready to get some kills, and you can drop some 20 kill bangers. All right, we got the loadout, and hopefully he's gonna go ahead and buy a UAV. Again, that's personal preference, but if I have the money for it and I call in my loadout, I definitely want a UAV in the air so that when I'm getting my loadout, I don't get shot in the head. All right, so let's look at the map, guys. What is the next thing that we should do? I want you guys to look at this map, and if you watch my videos, I want you guys to think to yourself what the next thing is. Well, you got plenty of things, and again, a lot of people will avoid certain areas because of, well, personal preference, right? A lot of people hate Superstore, they won't go around it. A lot of people hate airport, they won't go around it. A lot of people hate hospital, they won't go around it. I, for one, I don't mind airport, I don't mind Superstore. I like those places, actually. It's a really good spot to get a lot of kills. You can always catch some campers in there. So from this point forward, you can go for a couple things, right? You can go for the flag objective. I will go for a flag objective if the flag objective is somewhere that's not super hot. When I say not super hot, I'm talking about I won't go for a flag objective that's in Superstore. I won't go for a flag objective that's in airport. I won't go for a flag objective that's in hospital. Basically, your main hot drop areas. So when we look at the map, we see that airport has a bunch of objectives to go for. You want to prioritize your objectives, right? Based on where they're at. Now, this is going to be a mouthful. It's going to be a little bit to explain. But basically, when I look at airport right now, in my head, I know that I do not want to do a search objective in airport. There's way too many places for people to be camping. And if you're in airport, you do not need to distract yourself with getting search objectives, at least this early on. Now, late game, mid game, there may be different situations where you need the money. That's for a whole different conversation. Just from this standpoint, where we're at right now, I would definitely not prioritize the search objective. Now let's talk about the flag objective. Same situation. I would not prioritize that because it's going to launch somewhere relatively close, being hangars, being police station, even maybe Superstore, storage town. These are areas I do not want to sit in the open to do a flag objective because you will get shot at. So I would go for a bounty. I love going for bounties in clustered areas. So basically, again, I would go for the bounty objective. If you go to airport, one, there's going to be people in airport. So the high probability of the bounty going to someone nearby is pretty good. So it should not send you away to the military. It should not send you to prison. You should have somebody in that vicinity that you can hunt down and kill. Not to mention there's multiple bounties. You can legitimately get a bounty, get the kill. Hop to the next bounty, get the kill. Of course, by then, the circle should enclose and a new set of bounties will be available. Yes, if you did not know this, when the circle collapses and the new zone appears, all of the bounties reset. All right, we have broken glass. I don't know where that broken glass came from. There's an enemy right here running across. I see his head. You might not be able to tell this right now, but there's an enemy right here. He spots him. All right, so I love the fact that he didn't shoot at the enemy, at least not yet, right? If he would have shot at the enemy, he would not have been able to kill him. He probably wouldn't even have broken his armor because there was a little bitty time frame to actually get some shots off on him. So if he would have shot, that would have revealed his position, and he right now is out in the open. He's got no cover next to him. He could jump off of the hill, but his immediate area, he is not safe. I would not shoot this target either. I would push closer to him and try to get a more even fight. That's exactly what Cole is going to go ahead and do. He's going to push up to this building. There are also shots going from the compound to his left. Make mental note of that in case we rotate in that area, or we get third party from that area too. Now we've got 2 heartbeats in here. Again, if you're trying to kill hunt, if you're trying to kill race, you want to go ahead and get the kills as fast as possible. From that mindset, go ahead and push in, throw some C4 up top, pop your dead silence, and hopefully you can pick off all these guys before they kill each other off. Unfortunately, did hear one guy go ahead and cry because he died. So now it's a 1v1 fight. And this poor bastard just stood no chance at all. That foul. Oh, disgusting. What a broken gun. So both of these guys are dead, and we do remember now that behind him at the compound to his northeast, I believe, there was also shots going on over there. So if you're kill hunting, you definitely want to bounce from your fight to the next fight. I would go ahead and rotate to that next compound and try to get some more kills. All right, now looking at the next circle and the next collapse. When the circle starts to shift to the northeast of the map, and northeast being your top right corner of the map, your quarry area, the edge of military, the top of farmland, when it starts collapsing into that area, I will always recommend you guys do flag objectives. Why? Because there's a lot of high ground and power points that you guys need to take advantage of. Whenever the circle rotates to the south, it's not a huge necessity. But guys, if the circle rotates to the northeast, you need to prioritize your flag objectives so that if it does end inside quarry, but you know that part of that last circle is going to be on the hill, you can start working your position to that hill way earlier in advance than everybody else will realize. Again, the flag is a cheat code. It tells you where the next circle is going to be up until the second to last. So guys, make sure you're utilizing that at all costs. Also, same thing with the bounty. It's a cheat code. It tells you where a random enemy is at. So Cole is working his way to his ghost loadout. There's not really much to discuss right here. If you guys are not utilizing ghost, make sure you are. This is another reason why I like buying the loadout instead of waiting for the free one. That way, by the time the free one comes, I can have my actual loadout and my ghost class as well. So it's kind of best of both worlds. Now, again, he's got $5,800 and he's walking his ass away from the buy station. There's no reason not to go buy a UAV, especially if he does end up pushing across airfield or into airport. He needs that UAV to let him know where everybody's at. Also, I want to make it a side note, guys, look, you can get high 20, 30 kill games without having a super aggro beginning. Granted, at this point, I'd probably want to have 7 or 8 kills under my belt. But if you're standing here with 50 people left and 2 kills, it's not the end of the world. You can still drop double-digit kills relatively easy. When it comes to the last couple circles, and you're talking about 20, 25 people left, you can get a lot of kills if you start rotating and positioning yourself correctly. This is why I always tell you guys to make sure you at least watch the end of the video, because that in-circle rotation, the tips that I give on rotating the circles is, in my opinion, one of the most important parts of all of my videos, and I do it every single one. Now, when I talk about gatekeeping, guys, I like to gatekeep areas that are usually super condensed areas. Unless you see someone on UAV or unless you see a target at some point or you hear gunshots, I probably wouldn't be gatekeeping this area because the chance of a team coming out the northwest section of the map, which is on the very edge, is very slim. All right, so let's talk about the map, Savage. Where do we go? Holy shit, we gotta move, man. There's so many things. And again, this is exactly why I said flags are important in this area, because look at all of this stuff, right? So basically, we're looking at the map. Like I said, I would have already have gone for flags. I would have focused on that because I knew the circle was going to end on the north/northeast side of the map. I wanted to go ahead and know where the circles are at. But because of where the circle is now, because of how late we are in the game, and because of where the flags are at compound-wise, go ahead and get the flag objectives out of your head. You're going to put yourself in a very bad position. Trying to go for the one at Dam, that would be suicide. All the flags in military base, again, that's just not worth it at all. Military's gonna be super hot, quarry as well, and even this compound. So go ahead and get the flag objectives out of your head. At this late in the game, focus on bounties. Again, bounties are cheat codes. Go ahead for them, find out where a target is, get the kill, and then go back for the other one. There are 4 bounties in this little area alone. Not to mention, again, when this circle collapses, you're gonna get new bounties throughout the map. All right, here on the minimap, we have the vehicle glitch. The glitch happens from time to time, pretty often actually, where the vehicle will remain red on the minimap, and there's nobody inside the vehicle. What that does is basically gives away the position of the enemy, telling you that, hey, this vehicle was being used, it was being operated, there's somebody nearby, and Cole is going to go ahead and use that information given to him by the glitch and take out this guy that was nearby. Now, the enemy that he just killed was looking for somebody, whether he got in a fight beforehand or not. I would definitely put some attention on that and see if there was anybody else in the immediate area. Again, we've got the high ground right now. You want to maintain the high ground. Do not go down to those compounds that he was just looking at. Stay on the hills, stay on the ridges, and keep your positioning. But again, preferably, I would already be inside military at this point, grabbing some objectives and getting some kills. Now, I want you guys to notice that right there. Before we get into the fight and what's happening, I want you guys to notice what he did. And I see a lot of people overlook the simplest thing. When you see people shooting at each other, don't just notice the guy shooting. Notice where he's shooting at. Because a lot of times, his tracers are going to direct you to an easy kill. This guy right here has no chance in hell to survive this. He's got no cover. If he runs even to the other side of the tree, the enemy that was shooting at him has an angle on him, so this guy's dead regardless. His life's done. GG's. At the same time, once you start popping shots on this guy, make sure you dive back, because the guy that was shooting at him originally is going to instantly look at you because he's going to be pissed off that you stole his kill. Jesus, he was one tap. You really stole his kill. All right, I like the fact that you looked at your main map. Guys, always utilize your main map. It's a bigger pictures. So fun fact about me is I don't care what mini map I have. I like the circle one. I like the square one. It doesn't really matter. I rock the square one because I'm tired of responding to comments of people like Savage, you're noob. You're using the circle map. You idiot. Doesn't matter. I'm in my main map so much, I could legitimately have no mini map and still be just as successful. Also, I want you guys to pay attention to his money. He's got $12,000. I'm not sure exactly where a buy station is going to be at, but he's got enough to get some stuff. I will say, Cole, you're playing smart. Your awareness is up. You're always looking. You're always scanning the area. You're not ADSing and scanning. You're just using your visual. I like that. You're playing great. I will correct, though. I think it's a little bit wasted time. You're just doing circles right now. Honestly, you're just doing circles. Granted, I'm sure you're gatekeeping, And gatekeeping's awesome, but don't gatekeep every single circle, because you could have potentially 10 kills at this point if you were going for objectives, if you were going for bounties. So if you're trying to get your kill count up, I would definitely focus more on being aggressive towards players. But if you're just playing for the win, like, there's really nothing wrong with what you're doing. You can definitely win using the gatekeeping strat. All right, so right here we have a situation where someone's sniping. Again, guys, if you're gonna rock a sniper, make sure you're a decent sniper, because you're giving your position away by giving the enemy a sniper scope glare. I try my best to only snipe at people when I know I'm gonna kill them. That dude shot 3 or 4, maybe even 5 bullets at Cola, and I don't think I ever hit him with the sniper. He had to whip out his AR to get the shots off, and still was not able to deliver the kill to Cola. Now, get his loot, get out quickly. You want to get back on the high ground, because a lot of people are going to hear you shooting. A lot of people hear those suppressors, right? Right now, you're trapped between the high ground and the low ground. They can potentially pinch you and sandwich you. Not to mention you have a bounty on you as well. Granted, you're only threat level 1. You're good to go. But remember, people are rotating. There are aggressive players out there that will chase down every single suppressed shot they hear. Trust me, we're one of those. All right, again, you got $14,000. The buy station is on the ice skating rink behind you. If you go for that, you really put yourself in a very vulnerable position. But if you're able to get in and get out successfully, it could really benefit you in the long run. I would go ahead and get an advanced UAV up and start pre-planning my in-game situation. All right, now we're at threat level 2. I like the fact that you're working your way up to higher ground. The scary thing about an enemy knowing where you're at and you're out in the open, because yes, you are in the open. This guy could come from any angle. You have no idea where he's at. He could be to the north, he could be to the south, he could be to the east, he could be to the west. You don't know. So you're trying your best to scan the area. I think you're scanning pretty properly, and you're checking all your angles, and you're checking all your surroundings. I like that. But this is still a scary spot to be regardless. There's really no correction for your positioning. You're already here. It is what it is. Just make sure that you're keeping your eye around you, and you're doing a great job of that. I love the fact that every time someone shoots, he checks his map and he marks them if they're on the mini map. I absolutely love that. If you can't remember every single mental note, I want you guys to go ahead and start utilizing your ping and mark somebody that shoots, so you remember after you get out of this fight to look at orange mark, because that bastard may be running up as well. Now this is a very scary fight because he's in the open. Cola's in the open. Cola's concussed. This guy right here should have won the fight, but he played it wrong. Played it so wrong. Granted, Cola's using the broken ass foul. It is what it is. But Cola should have been closer to cover. Remember, especially if you have a bounty on you, try to keep yourself next to trees, ridges, rocks, vehicles, buildings, things like that. That way, when this guy does start shooting at you, you can bounce back behind cover and regain. That guy right there should have killed you if he would have been a decent player. Unfortunately, he played it wrong. He had you concussed. He had you in the open. He still failed to deliver the execute. All right, so when it comes to the next play, you have a lot of money. It's completely up to you guys. Leaving the high ground, leaving this position is stupid, okay? But you know what? Sometimes I'm stupid. Sometimes I love being stupid, and I will get my ass to this buy station. I, for one, would probably run to the buy station. But I trust my gunplay to be able to outshoot anybody who's shooting at me. It's solo, so you don't have to worry about 1 or 2 people shooting at you if you do get third-partied. That's a pretty winnable fight. But again, I'm not recommending you guys do this. I'm just letting you know what I would do. I would go down to the buy station. I'd buy an advanced UAV, and I'd make my way back up to the high ground. There's only 10 enemies left. There's a pretty big circle. We know that there's 2 guys at the compound to the right. Why do we know there's 2 guys at the compound? Because orange mark was the ping of somebody shooting at somebody else. Granted, they could have killed them, but we know where 2 of them are at. Then we have ourselves. That leaves 6 players left. It's a pretty big circle, so I would highly doubt that there's more than 1 person in this immediate area. People do camp buy stations, so again, I recommend for you guys to stay on the high ground and let it go. Want to be ballsy, though, do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down there and get me an advanced UAV so I can finish up this game knowing exactly where everybody's at. I like the fact that he marks it again. Every time someone shoots, he marks it so he can remember. We know there's 2 guys down here, possibly, potentially, maybe even more, but we know that there's people here for sure. And now on the second ping, we know there's somebody there. So then we can pre-plan our next rotation, assuming the circle does put yourself in a position that you don't want to be in. That's more for a memory thing than anything. If you have a really good memory, you can just remember it off the bat. You don't have to ping shit. But, you know, when you're looking from the high ground of a map and then you exit the map and you're back in first person, things kind of get lost in transition. All right, so we've got the guy over here. I like that he pinged them and did not shoot at them. Remember, You don't have to shoot at everybody you see. The chance of killing that guy, even with a Bruin, 1%, right? Very, very low. Bruin was awesome. It's got a lot of range, it's got a lot of damage, and it's very accurate, but it's not a sniper, right? It's not a sniper. A Grawl wouldn't even make that shot because as soon as you hit him a couple times, he's going to duck down and instantly play it up, and then he and everyone else around you knows where you're at. A lot of people's problems in game. I get a lot of messages from people. Savage, how do I fix my end game fighting? Guys, it's not, you don't have to be ashamed to slow down your gameplay. If you're trying to fight for wins, if you're not at that advanced level yet and you're trying to fight for wins, you don't have to shoot everybody you see. That can be for early game and mid game because it will just come naturally to you at end game. And what I mean by that is as the circle collapses, you're going to get a kill here. You're going to get a kill here. He's got 6 kills here. He could potentially walk out of this game with, I think, double digit. I would imagine he could easily get at least 10 kills. At least, because people will be rotating inwards. Good shots. I mean, dude was laying prone in a bush. You follow the tracers. Guys, when you're getting shot at and you can't see the enemy, look for tracers. It's awesome. Shoot where they're coming from. Very easy. Nice kill. Now, you do have 2 people shooting above you. I would definitely rotate up there as soon as possible. Try to get the kills off. That's 1 kill. That's 2 kills. You see what I'm talking about? How the kills come naturally? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't have to snipe people a million miles away and reveal your position just to try to hunt down a kill because it's in game. They will come. We've got 2 kills. Now we're sitting on 8. There's 2 people shooting behind him. I would definitely capitalize in that situation. Granted, right now, dangerous spot you're in. This is very dangerous. You are center of the circle and center of the next circle. Everyone's looking to get to your position right now. So what would I do? Run. Get out of there. Okay, we know there's 2 guys. We know that there was 2 guys shooting to your left that you haven't contested yet. One of them is probably dead. So you have 1 more guy to your left for sure. He's going to rotate in on the edge of the circle to the left. I would go ahead and get that position right there and gatekeep him. And then at that point, everybody that's down here is going to have to come up the ramp and you can easily pick off. Now, if you want to sit here and wait for the guys to come up the ramp and shoot them in the head, that's fine. Just be aware if you're sandwiched between these guys, right? So if you start shooting at the guy coming up the hill, you can get shot from the back or vice versa. I don't like putting myself between enemies if I don't have to. I would go ahead and rotate myself to the high ground and then shoot down on everybody else. Because remember, you just got 2 kills. So the guy who was over here fighting as well, he probably knows you're here too. Look, I will say, I like the fact that you're keeping yourself moving and you're not an easy target. I like that. But again, I don't like this position right here because if there is another player that's half as decent and he head glitches this, it's going to be a very hard fight for you because where are you going to go? If you get shot right here, where do you go? You can snap on him and shoot him and hopefully your gunplay is better than his. And I think it will be. But guys, you as the viewers, know your gunplay, know how you play, know what your accuracy is so that you can decide if you want to be in this position or not. If your accuracy is bad, do not be here. Get on the high ground. Try to hit the enemy by surprise. Avoid pinching yourself. Good kill. I don't know how he didn't see you, but thankfully he didn't. Now you're in a position, it's a 1v1 situation, and you know where the other enemy's at. Somewhere in front of you, right? If you like the Bruin for a close range fight, go for it. But the circle being like this, I would assume that the enemy, the other enemy, is pushing towards your area because he heard your shot and he wants to go ahead and third party you. When you're talking about the last 3 people in the game, if 2 people start fighting, that third guy, that lone wolf, is going to come in and try to pick everybody off and win the game. And that's usually what happens. So I wouldn't worry about reloading the Bruin. I, for one, would go ahead and whip out my foul or my secondary, whatever that may be. And I would wait for him to come to me, right? Again, I would want to be on the high ground, though, because if he rotates to your left, he's going to have the high ground. He's going to have a good position on you. There he is, boys. So in this situation, I can't believe I paused it perfectly. So in this situation, there he is. The Bruin is an awesome gun, but your ADS speed on a Bruin at this close range is not going to be good. The Bruin's got decent ADS speed for sure. But as you're ADSing, when you're shooting, your spread is going to be way wider than you want it to be. Your spread on the foul, not so much, especially if you're using SMGs and stuff like that. Your spread is going to be very, very minimum if you build your guns correctly. So you'll be able to shoot and ADS at the same time and have pretty accurate shots, right? This right here is a scary situation, because if the enemy has an MP5, an MP7, a Fennec, anything like that, our dude Colo Cuba is going to get wrecked. I don't know if he wins this or not, but this right here makes me uncomfortable.
You were 1 of 5 remaining.
Notice, your boy had a Brune as well. And what did he transition to? His close range weapon. Guys, I put out a video a few days ago emphasizing the importance of knowing what gun to use in what situation. This is a very small circle, right? If you have your AR out and he's close to you, you're done for. Unless you're a god, you're done for. However, on the flip side, if he's far away from you and you have your SMG out, your secondary out, and you get shot, you have a chance to fall back, plate up, and change your weapon, right? You have a chance to throw an audible because y'all are so far of a range. So guys, I want you guys to be aware, close range fights in games like this, with terrain like this, with as many ridges and rocks and trees and high grounds, low grounds, this is definitely an SMG type fight.
The enemy will be back.
I want you guys to notice how fast, how quickly that MP5 ADS'd on him, right? How quickly he was able to transition to the headshot and break the armor. You got close, but nowhere is it written that the Bruin is going to outshoot an MP5 at close range, because it's not possible. Cuba Cola, thank you for submitting this gameplay. I feel like there's a lot of lessons to be learned in this. I feel like this is a great teaching moment. Again, we really don't talk about utilizing weapons in certain situations, so I'm glad the past few videos have put us in situations that we need to talk about. Guys, again, close range is your secondary, your SMG, your FAL, whatever you have built for close range fighting, that's what you want to use in a circle this small. Or even an area that's so condensed like this, where there's so many objects that you're going to have to shoot around, people head glitching, people jumping up, people jumping down. You want to make sure you're utilizing a weapon meant for it. Colo Cuba, your aim, I think everything was fine with your aim, your sensitivity. I didn't see a problem with that. You're a mouse and keyboard player, so I love that, right? As far as your gunplay is concerned, I think you're pretty spot on. I think your decision making with what weapon to use when was just a little off in that one instance. I really didn't see a big deal with it throughout the game, just in that one instance, but we all fall victim to that from time to time. Also, your positioning, I think you remained on the high ground. You did good. I will say though, granted, if this is how you want to play, don't let me correct it, right? If you love, your slower gameplays and getting 10 kills and your wins, that's fine. But if you want to up yourself to 20 kills, which I believe you have the potential to do easily, go for your bounties. Start chasing people down, start hawking them down, because I guarantee you, you're probably better than all these guys in this lobby. But guys, thank you for watching. I hope this video taught you some lessons. I hope you guys learned something from this. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below what points were really the most important for you as a person. What did you learn from this video that I can start harping on more and more throughout the entirety of the series? Guys, thank you again. Y'all have a good one. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck in Warzone. Guys, again, thank you for tuning in. If you want to check out some other tips and tricks videos, make sure you click these links over here. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon below. Follow us over on Twitch, where we stream 5 days a week, mostly Call of Duty, sometimes other things, and join our Discord if you guys are looking for people to play with. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.